Geek Squad.
Joy, 99.7 FM.
Geek Squad.
Joy, 99.7 FM.
Geek Squad.
Joy, 99.7 FM.
And hello and good evening. My name is Kobe, Spikey, and Chroma, and this is the show that breaks down technology and brings you closer to it. So today I changed it. Usually it brings it closer to home, but we're bringing you closer to the technology too. It's 7:06 p.m. and as we promised last week, we're going to bring a follow-up, a part 2 of the iOS versus Android conversation, debate, argument, what you want to call it. And there's been a weird development. Frank 1, representing Apple iOS, didn't show up. And all the other iOS fanboys who said, "Oh, last week, Spikey, why didn't you call me? I would have done a better job. I would have argued on behalf of Apple better than the guys in the studio." Today, I gave them an opportunity to come, and then they're like, one guy actually said, "You know, Spikey, me, I like to be in the background." I'm like, "Background? Why? Are you a wallpaper?" You know, Apple guys, you guys are launching something big tomorrow. And I was hoping that you'd use the opportunity to come and make noise, back. But Frank 2 says, "Hey, I'm a one-man army. I don't need backup. I don't need support. I can kill all the Android droid bots myself with an X or an axe or an XSX." So the show is proudly brought to you by Safe Doctor. The doctor is always with a K. Download the Safe Doctor app from the Google Play Store. Safe Doctor, the future for better medical care. We'll be right back to continue with the discussion after these messages.
Hello, emergency service. I need an ambulance. It's an emergency.
We are sorry. One is not available now.
How do I get one now? My wife is in pain. Oh.
Easy. Easy. Like 1, 2, 3. Pick your phone. Download the Call Angels app from your Play Store or App Store.
Okay, I've downloaded it.
Install it and log on now.
I have logged on and it's really easy to use. Wow, an ambulance is here already.
In addition to knowing your cost before booking the service, you can add your home address and relatives' contacts to ensure a quicker response. Do not wait till an emergency. Download the app now. Ambulance owners and drivers can also register with Call Angels to put your ambulance in the center of your community and generate extra income. For further information, call or WhatsApp Call Angels on 0547 205 247.
Call Angels!
The angels are waiting on you. Download the app and connect with us in any medical emergency.
Our service is now available in Accra and Tema.
Geek Squad.
So, the conversation continues. So last week, it was a tie before we left, or it was 2-1? It was 2-1. I just saw this coming. Android guys would say it was a tie, the iOS. Anyways, if you're an iOS guy, you want to support Frank says he doesn't need your support, but yo, I just want to be fair. Just call 0302-216-541. I know you've got backup. I'm going to mention some names. Slicker STK, he's an iOS fanboy. He's listening. He said he will call in and give you some support. DJ Black is an iOS guy. Inshirado is an iOS guy. Who again in multimedia is iOS? MFR, Abu. Hey, please, Edwin, you're not an iOS guy. You are you're an Infinix guy. Okay, Infinix is still Android though. So no. So he's Symbian. Nokia 3310. You know those days. Charlie, the iOS people, they failed. They failed to show up. They failed to make it happen for you. But Frank, your people didn't show up.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You've got Dr. Pounds in the hit studio. He's also an iOS guy. You've got MFR Pal, Joy News, iOS, Benis Abubedu.
You see all the great guys are on iOS.
Please, I don't want to start saying things because I'm just giving you backup.
Sure.
If I start to mention Android people that I know, I'm sure they'll say that they are great people. Anyway, so to the conversation proper. So we actually even also did a poll like we did last week. Last week in the polls, on Twitter, iOS won, and then on Facebook, Android won, but not by a huge margin. It goes to say something. iOS users are on Twitter, and since we think Twitter is for the elite, it sort of buttresses his point that iOS or quote-unquote iPhones are for the rich.
Yes.
Which basically translates to the elite. So that makes it not affordable.
So on this affordable issue, so what I failed to mention last week was, if we are doing a comparison on price or affordability, we need to compare, let's say, flagship of the best Android phone out there versus the flagship of an iOS phone. Because you can take a very low-end Android phone and say it's affordable, but then that phone is totally useless. You know? And when it comes to iPhones, we have iPhones which have lower prices than some of the high-end Android phones. Like we have the SEs and the other iPhones which
the
existed in the past. You understand? And those ones are relatively cheaper than some flagship Android phones. So the pricing may be a bit relative, depending on. So I'll be more excited if the Android guys take a champion of an Android phone and pit it against the best iPhone. Then we can do a like-for-like comparison.
Oh, he didn't just say that, did he?
Oh, he did.
Well, to be honest, sorry. That's
before you respond. If you have any messages, you can hit us up on WhatsApp 0244340437. 0244340437. You can hit us on Facebook at Joy997FM, on Twitter at Joy997FM. And yeah, there's a live stream going on. You can leave your comment under the live stream, and we sure would give your comment a read. We'll give you some shout outs too. So you guys, listen. Just to be fair, there's two of you.
Yes.
So I'm not going to give you as much time as I would give him.
Accepted.
I'm going to cut down your time.
That's fine.
And he can have more time.
That's perfectly
Good.
fine. I mean, he needs it.
I'm going to cut down your time some more. Okay, go. You can talk now.
Okay, so to address his issue, that's the beauty of Android. We are a mobile army, literally. So you telling us to choose a champion defeats the purpose of Android. It's not our fault that you guys wanted proprietary stuff. So you had best deal with it. As to pricing and affordability, it's known that the iPhones are not the most affordable phones out there. We have Android phones that are possibly more expensive. Yes, there are some that are more expensive, but we have so many that are like you pay very little. Like the Poco phone that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
You pay very little for good value.
Well, Winston has said everything. I mean,
Okay, Winston said everything.
What else?
You don't have to say anything. See, I'm going to be very frank. Let me borrow your name. I'm going to be very frank. In this segment, it goes without saying that the Android guys have won. They have a variety of devices that cut across all price ranges and give people any performance that they're looking for any price point. So say they've been talking about the Poco phone, the OnePlus. Let's just say, okay, so you want to compare the flagship device from, say, either the known names, the Samsungs, the Huawei's, $1,000 versus an iPhone for $1,000. It's still relatively more affordable. Let me explain why I'm saying that it's still relatively more affordable. We're not taking into consideration repairing in Ghana. I mean, in the US, we're taking into consideration repairing in Ghana. When you are repairing a phone, an iPhone 10, in the States or in Ghana, your back glass cracks. You know it's more expensive than you replacing the front. When you take the Samsungs and the Huawei's, it's the other way around. The front, which is the most important part of the phone, is more expensive than the back. And the everyday user picks up the phone, screen cracks, and then they go pay like, say, what, $1,000 something for a Samsung to replace it. And then someone cracks the back of their iPhone and they have to go and pay $1,000 something to repair it. Like, you get what I'm saying? The replacement screen for an iPhone is usually cheap because they are not original. That's why they're cheaper. But if you're looking at the original parts, they're more expensive.
Yeah, so you said it for the back glass?
Yeah, and the front
For
too.
front glass, iPhone is cheaper than Android.
Yeah, but it's a cheap thing.
because they're not original.
Yes.
And which one is more important, fixing the front glass or fixing the
But the
back?
point is, would you rather put... I had a friend who's a photographer. Her screen broke. She replaced it. And then the colors were all messed up because it wasn't an original screen. So you're not getting... And knowing Apple's, attention to detail and then the quality that they put, Apple would never let that pass. You never get a phone from Apple that doesn't do what it's telling you it will do.
Exactly.
So that's the point. So you don't buy third-party things.
Exactly.
So we are... On this note, we have closed the
No
affordability
worries.
point.
Yeah,
Mm.
go.
Did he just bail?
Oh, okay.
Oh, why you want?
Since we are
I can't
doing,
book or
since we are doing a referral, let's talk about the security issue he mentioned.
boys go
Now.
do homework. They come through.
Oh, no,
badges.
it's actually I actually forgot.
Right.
So Samsung has Samsung Knox,
Yes.
which is a military grade security system.
Mm-hmm.
So you are telling me that Apple is more secure than Samsung Knox?
Again, you see, this is the issue I have with Android.
I'm sorry.
users. All right. So within the huge Android ecosystem, you chose one brand out of over 500 different Android brands you could have mentioned.
Fragmentation.
Yeah, so the fragmentation makes it, it just kills the competition, you understand? Because you are talking about one brand, but when I take any other phone, I don't have what you are talking about. And we are talking about Android versus iPhone or iOS versus Android, you understand? So that comparison, Charlie, put it somewhere, cry.
Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We are an army. I've said this already, so we can choose whoever we want to play with, and then we bring it forward.
It's just, by the
Unfortunately,
way, I mean, last month.
but I mean, we gave you the point.
Yes,
we
we gave
allowed
you
you
the
to
point.
have the point.
Okay,
So you can
So
keep-
let's move on to other
No,
comparisons.
Bobby, we don't want to bring in that a 12-year-old hacked Apple. I mean, last month we're not bringing that into
14-year-old.
the conversation.
14-year-old.
14-year-old.
Yeah, 14-year-old Australian
We're not
hacked.
bringing that into the conversation.
But he didn't hack iOS. We're talking about
Yes.
iOS here. He didn't hack. He hacked Apple, the mother company. So, like,
If
yeah.
that's the mother company, what happens to the children?
well, this is where we would talk about your cloud services, where we left off last
Oh, here we go.
last week. So, Apple iOS versus Google's Android when it comes to cloud services. People buy these phones and then say, I'm using cloud services because when we say we're talking about removable storage, Android would win automatically.
Yeah.
But then on a level playing field, you're both using cloud services. They both come with cloud services inbuilt. So Google Android has a Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive, whichever one that comes with. But for the sake of being Google Android, we're using Google Drive. And then Apple comes with iCloud. So here's the thing. You're throwing 5 gig. They're throwing 15 gig. Why would you still say that iOS is better?
Yeah, so like I said last week,
yeah.
With iOS, I have iCloud, plus I have the flexibility to also use Google Drive. You understand? The fact that I have iCloud doesn't mean I am restricted to only iCloud. You understand? But for them, they have just their Google Drive. They don't have access to the iCloud. So I think that I have what they have plus more, extra.
You have that plus more.
Yeah.
What do you guys have? He can have any other platform that he wants in addition to his 5 gig.
So
they've given up.
He has iCloud, right?
Yeah.
5 gig. And he can opt for Google Drive, 15 gig. We have Google Drive. We have Samsung Cloud. How much? 15 gig as well.
Not everyone has Samsung Cloud.
I'm sorry, you can't argue this out like this. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with the picking and choosing who we're going to play.
It's like going to a war where you have only AK-47s, and then your opponent comes and they have cannons, they have sniping rifles, some have arrows and stones, catapults, and then you are complaining that's not a fair fight. You don't bring a knife to a gunfight and expect it to be a fair fight.
So if you want to talk about flexibility, being able to use another cloud storage apart from the iCloud, then if we want to punch you, we can also use Samsung Cloud.
Yes, but I think that argument is very flawed from the onset. Because even within the Android ecosystem, not everybody can enjoy what you are talking about. Do you get what I'm saying?
Someone will.
Someone will. But somebody doesn't even have any option at all.
Okay, so he's saying that, but it's your loss. He's saying that he has iCloud plus any other cloud service that he wants to use. These iCloud is a built-in.
Yes.
Your cloud built-in cloud is Google Drive. But he's saying that he has extra. He can get
Google Drive,
OneDrive, anything that you can enjoy, he can enjoy.
Okay, this brings me back to a point we made in the previous last week about the apps, where we mentioned that whatever apps they had, we also had. But you gave the score to them.
No, yeah, because the reason I gave the score to them for apps was because they didn't have that problem of apps where haven't been really checked well. Listen, before an app can get to the app store, it has no problem.
Yes.
It has no security loopholes.
Sure. Definitely.
So you are safe.
Yes.
You can download anything and not be worried that when you're entering your credit card, information could be stolen.
Yes, definitely.
And that is one thing I would give to them. Like, that safety you are guaranteed.
But here's the thing, where I said that as long as the app has gone through the loops and hoops and the jumps that the App Store gives, and they are bringing it over to Android, they know it's solid.
Yes, but then, so the apps that didn't make it to the Apple Play Store, the Apple App Stores here.
But that's where we have numbers to our side.
So you read in the news some time ago where there were flashlights stealing people's information.
Yes.
That's an example of an app that is doing what it's not supposed to do. Today I saw on someone's phone, an Android phone, ads popping up.
Yes.
Like, without the person requesting them. And the person didn't know. Like, you're making money for someone without even knowing it. He's just trying to scroll through his contacts and then an app just pops up. It's not his fault.
Okay, so let's bring this
But this won't happen to an iOS user.
Let's bring this back to the space issue. So, you were saying that we do not get to pick and choose.
I'm not saying.
He is saying. So then it goes to stand that we have other services. For the Pixel, you have unlimited space.
Google Drive.
Google Drive.
Space.
So
for images, media.
So there's a lot going on. So if we are going to mention all the people who have possibly other cloud services available for you, you guys only get the extra 15 gig. If we are even using only size, so it's 5 plus 15 is 20. Google Pixel is etc. Samsung, it is 15 plus 15, 30. So let's just roll with the math.
And if I decide to buy a memory card, which is 32,
I said that was not going to be
from what we're talking about. We're talking about the apps. and you've gone back to storage.
No, we're talking about storage, and they segued into apps. And we have come back to the actual thing, the app, the storage that we're talking about. So, okay, my linesman is not here. Coco Anansi, you are supposed to be a linesman, and wherever you are, I know you are a very difficult man to find. Just appear here like you usually do, and let's come and help with the judgment. So, Cyber, Frank, the fact is, you offer 5 gigs default. Countless times people are complaining about them running out of space on their iPhones. I mean, I buy a 16 gig iPhone and then 2-3 apps into it, and I'm done. And I can't store anything on my cloud because it's also backing up my app data, is backing up my everything. They have 15 gigs. And if they choose some phones, they even get unlimited. If they even choose some phones, they get up to 150 gigs of Google Drive data. It comes as a bundle. So on that note...
Not really, because, with the cloud subscriptions, there are lots of options to choose from. All right, so the fact that we are not limited when it comes to choice, I don't think that they have any extra, advantage over the iPhone. You understand?
But we are talking.
Plus, my iPhone is a 256 gig.
Wow, that's a lot of storage.
Yes, and I haven't used.
And you have your 15 gig.
Quarter of it.
So basically, anyone who's going to get an iPhone needs to get a bigger size, or don't at all.
Well, it depends on the user's needs for the phone. You understand? I'm a power user.
Which is most of the pictures.
You understand? I'm a power user, and what I do requires such huge space.
Storage, yeah.
But someone, an ordinary user who wants to experience call clarity, who wants to experience, premium, form factor of the phone build, who wants to experience, a complete,
ecosystem,
factory user experience on a daily basis when you wake up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you're using the phone, that person doesn't necessarily need to go for a 256 gig.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Which is not.
I've met people who use an iPhone like 64 gigs or less, and they're always running out of space because I'm not saying this is fact, but most iPhone users love taking pictures because they believe so much in their cameras. And if you're going to give them, we know with the newer the phone, the more the megapixels, the larger the the file size. Even with your HEVC, compression, still people are running out of space. The apps on Apple are actually even larger than on Android. So it beats my imagination why Apple would settle on phones, like release phones with such small sizes. I think 256 is the way to go. 128, for me, if you're someone getting an iPhone, don't ever get a 16 gigs.
And even the new phones which are coming out are rumored to have
512.
Yeah. Gigs.
You guys have a phone that has come out as 512.
With what?
Oh yeah, it's not even one.
Yeah, and I mean that one also comes with micro SD slot as well, so you can
upgradable to 512.
And that company has another micro SDs that.
But isn't that insecure? Like if you are storing files on your micro SD, and I take your phone, oh hey, let me use your phone for a while, and then I pop it out and I steal your micro SD. I've got your 512 gigabytes of data I can run away with. Isn't that a problem?
Here's the thing. You have my 512 gigs of data, but I already have 512 gigs on my phone, and then I have 15 gig on Google Drive, and then I have whatever I say.
You're missing the point. Security-wise, isn't that a bad thing?
Sensitive data, privacy.
The point is, if you are really uptight about your security, you wouldn't put such things on your
memory card.
Let's be honest. It's only a few of us who really care about our security on that level. Not many people care about their digital profile and everything like that. We are the ones who know about it.
But we're supposed to educate these people.
Yes, we're supposed to educate them. But here's the thing. It's an option. That's the beauty of an option. You don't have to use it, but it's there.
Yeah.
Like the earphone jack.
No, but you see.
Oh, that's a punchline there. The earphone jack.
It's not a good punchline.
Why is it not a good punchline?
Hold on.
Not a good punchline.
there are
Okay, you're getting back up. You're getting back up. You're
there are
getting back
many
up.
Android phones without headphone jacks nowadays. You know, it's like when Apple starts a trend, then the Android guys want to toe the line. You understand? Everybody eventually starts doing it.
But Samsung hasn't done it.
They would come.
Samsung has shown you. I mean, when I watched that event, Apple said that one of the reasons they were taking out the earphone jack was because they wanted to increase their battery size, and that the lightning ports gave better sound. Blah blah. There are a lot of things going on. Over the course of time, Samsung has proven to you, not only with a variable aperture dual camera system in the same phone, but with a larger battery, still has an earphone jack. So what are you going on about?
Pause. Let me introduce Frank's backup. Stanley Zoo from the social media team. Stanley, what's up? You're an iOS user. Fanboy. Is it safe to say you're an iOS fanboy? You love your device. You believe in the device. Good. So you're a good backup for Frank. We are being frank. So Frank, you just took a huge jab. You guys didn't have, like, you took out the earphone jack saying that for battery life, and then we find out that your competition kept the earphone jack, increased the battery. Yes, some. No, it's true. It's some.
Yes.
You see, but we'll get to that. So some of your competition maintained the earphone jack, increased the battery life against what you're saying, and then even did some more crazy things. So do you still stand by what Apple said by saying that removing the earphone jack was actually a good thing, or it was actually a marketing gimmick?
It could be a marketing gimmick.
Could be. You should know.
Gimmick. He knows.
Apple is a marketing company now. Let's be honest.
So you know the thing is, if you're a business, you always want to make sure that your products can sell. That's the expectation of every business. You understand? The business objective is to maximize your profits.
Right.
So basically, you want to make sure that your products come with accessories, the battery doesn't last forever, and stuff like that, so that you can keep selling accessories and keep selling more of your units to keep getting revenue. So
the whole idea is to sell accessories.
Exactly. And other Android OEMs have observed that this really works, you know, because Apple is like one of the largest, if not the largest company in the world now, with valuation of over $1 trillion.
That's very true.
Amazon just joined them.
Yes, Amazon just joined them.
Yeah, but Amazon is not an Android company.
It's not an Android company.
Yes.
Like that's actually arguable.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's actually arguable.
The Fire phone.
Yes.
The Fire phone didn't take Amazon's
Stanley Z.
$1 trillion.
Are you also of the view that Apple removing the earphone jack from the phone was, you know, as they said, in order to increase the battery size? Was it a good move?
I think we all know how Apple works. They're usually the first people to take the step into the future.
Like when they removed the CD drive from the computer, when they removed the diskette.
I bet to differ.
When
I think basically there's obviously a marketing gimmick because they want to sell more of the
AirPods, right?
So they take out
the earphone jack.
So you're forced to buy the AirPods because obviously you can't charge.
Or the lighting earphone. Yes, that's another thing. You can't charge your phone and listen to music at it, so you need another dongle, which you have to buy. So it boils down to the fact that iPhones are not affordable.
Yes.
But you will, if you have to, like, you buy it.
You will buy it. You see, and that's the thing. That's one thing I really admire about Apple users. The commitment to the brand.
Yes.
You see, the device has to be that good to compel you to make that commitment that I will buy something. Can you say the same about Android? I mean, I don't see Android users that committed to their brand and say, hey, I'm a strong die-hard Google Pixel guy. I'm a strong die-hard Samsung, Galaxy guy.
Okay, well, now that is happening. Now
it
we're
is.
getting different people who are staunch supporters of the Pixel or Samsung.
What are you?
I'm a Samsung fan.
I know my producer is a Pixel guy.
I'm a Samsung fan because I've realized that the ecosystem we are talking about in the future, if there's any company apart from, okay, the only other company that can get there apart from Samsung is Amazon. And Amazon is actually planning on doing a new Fire phone. But that's besides the point. Samsung has everything. Samsung can touch every aspect of your life. Your air condition in your room, your television set, your fridge, every single thing could be branded as Samsung. So if you're talking about interconnectivity of devices, which is what the future looks like, Samsung seems to be ahead of everyone. So that's why I'm a Samsung fan. But the thing is that with the iPhones, you don't get the choice. That is why they seem to be staunch supporters and diehards. You don't have a choice. If you are going to upgrade, you need to upgrade with the sacrifices that are involved, which is no headphone jack. Trust me, there's this dude on YouTube who actually went to China and fitted an earphone jack in his iPhone, and it worked perfectly fine. He was asking these questions: why, what, can I really do this? So it happened. The thing is that you don't get the choice, you don't have the option, so you have to live with it.
Okay, so we've got some messages. I'm going to read them real quick. So someone, Eric Arthur says, I value my iPhone 10 more than my car safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which car is that though?
I don't want to know. And then another friend of mine says, I'm enjoying the debate. I be iOS fan, but I did dear. I know if you argue for them. So Scopus also says this is Apple because it's quality. It's not free. Unlike the mass market product, premium services come with premium cost. And iOS is nowhere near Android. iOS is limited when it comes to multimedia exchange. On iOS, you need extra accessories to enjoy a better music experience. No headphone jack with the smiley face. Shout outs to Percy and Fanwell. Nothing, Slicker says, Slicker, you didn't come here. Here's sending messages. Nothing is really free, and free things can't be truly viable. All those free storages the Android guys get are not without restrictions or expiry. Why blind walk me into investing freely in huge cloud storage spaces only to be muscled into paying to renew it? Apple makes sure what you pay for is what you get. That's from Slicker SDK.
Not so clear about what he actually
Okay, so I think I understand where he's coming from. When the LG G3, G4, G5 launched, they came with 150 gig
Lenovo also
Lenovo also
Google
did that.
Drive storage,
Yes.
and then that's for 5 years, and after 5 years, it's gone. Some came with Dropbox. I remember I subscribed to the one on Dropbox. But the thing is, you don't lose your
The 15
files.
gig.
They actually tell you that it's expired, so you can't use it anymore. But then the files will always be there. So yeah, the earphone jack isn't a punch. Someone is actually calling our WhatsApp line. Please don't call the WhatsApp line. Just send your message. If you want to call, the numbers to call is 0302-216-541. So the earphone jack isn't a punch. Taking bold steps into futuristic tech is wireless. Wireless is everything. Wireless phone evolved from wireless telephones, wireless charging, and now wireless earpieces. It's something the copycat of an Android industry will follow in a matter of time.
Can I address this, please?
Yes, can I address this?
No, he has it.
No, it's not a strong point.
It's not a strong point.
I'm so sad I'm a Windows Phone user right now. You guys have so much technology.
Please, can I see that text again? The first thing, wireless charging. Let's see. When did Apple get wireless charging?
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yes.
And you call that innovation?
That is besides the point. You know, the focus of the message was that the world is moving towards a wireless system. Okay, people
So
want to be free and
nobody
don't
needs
have
a
any
earphone
wireless
jack.
restrictions and stuff
So,
like that.
Usually.
what I was going to say about that is that, okay, we don't want to be wired and everything, but if it's there, that's the beauty of a choice. If you don't want to use it, don't. But it's there. So if you can't afford a wireless
AirPods.
earphone, and let's be honest, many of these wireless earphones on the market, it's only the premium ones, which are very expensive, that are very good. You can get wired headphones that are far cheaper and give you a certain quality of sound compared to the wireless one, and battery. And if you don't have, I think Bluetooth 5 right now is what's the best for sound and everything. You have all these things going on, but you could just buy your wired earphones and you move. But you've been using it. You call this futurist, but Bluetooth and wireless earphones have been there even when people still had headphone jacks.
Yes, but
you took it away because you wanted to sell a product. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
But they agreed on that.
So
hold on. See, maybe you don't know because you now bought an iPhone before. But when you buy an iPhone, there's an earpiece in it.
There's a lightning earphone.
there is.
I know that.
So you still have a choice.
Of charging or listening to music.
Yes.
I wonder.
Let me read this message before I come to you. The future of mobile is wireless. That's where Apple is headed. That's why they took out the headphone jack. That wasn't really for extra battery. Why do you think the AirPods are the best selling wireless headphones? The synergy is just mwah. That's from Tony JR. Did you know you needed a touchscreen phone until it was presented to you in 2007? Yo, Tony JR. So we've got a caller on the line. Hello, boy Ricky. You're tuned in to Joy 99.7. This is Geek Squad.
Yeah, thank you, bro. What's up?
I'm good.
You know, I am for iOS, okay?
You're for iOS.
Bro, stop comparing Trasaku to Zongo, okay?
Wait. Say again.
Come again.
What did you say? We didn't hear you.
I can hear.
You were saying we should stop comparing what?
Stop comparing Trasaku to Zongo.
So iOS is Trasaku and Android is Zongo.
iOS is Trasaku and Android is Zongo.
Nice one there.
you know, I'm an Uber driver. Using iPhone 8 and everything is moving on smoothly. Trust me. You know, my navigating system, everything was good. You know, better operating system. You know, I've never seen any phone like iOS before. Trust me, bro.
Yo, boy Ricky, shout outs to you too, man. Thanks for calling. Boy Ricky is an Uber driver and his iPhone. Wait, hold up. And his iPhone does a very good job for him. Don't.
I mean, for the price of a piece of land, yes, it does a good job. Yes.
Yo, but the phones right now, Android phones right now, that we've got another caller on the line. Don't compare Trasaku to Zongo. Cool. Hello, Leslie.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Leslie.
Yes.
What's up? Are you iOS or Android?
To be honest, right, I use both an iOS and Android. I use an iPhone 7 and I use a Note 8.
Wow, so you've got the best of both worlds.
Trust me, I'm an Android fan. You could do so many things with Android. The window, you can do a dual view. You can have your WhatsApp, your YouTube, all on the same screen. You can do it's so flexible. You know, there's so much limitations with the iOS.
Wow.
Flashy looks nice, but trust me, you can't do any multi things with it.
So why do you have it then?
It's just security-wise. Sometimes I can only say that for iPhone, the best thing that they do is just security. Like when it comes to security, fine. But besides that, you can't do anything with the phone. Just make a call.
So when you say security, like how secured?
Probably like probably your how do you call it? Your accounts, like your debit cards and all out or attached to it. That no one will want to hack in terms of hacking and all. It's hard. It's hard to hack.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm an Android fan any day. Most of that, it's nice. You have your YouTube, you have your WhatsApp all on the same screen. It's nice. I don't see that with the iOS.
iOS fanboys, thank you for calling. Leslie, 1 point for the Android guys, 1 point for the iOS guys. Charlie, don't compare Trasaku to Zongo. No, but on the real. So, the Android guy only talk about Samsung, but I hope he also checks out Xiaomi. They are the real guys giving Apple a real run for their money. Check the reviews. BB from North K. BB, no doubt, Xiaomi is. So somebody also sent a comment, based on the security. So everybody is saying a 16-year-old hacked Apple. A 16-year-old hacked Apple, yes, but a 16-year-old did not hack the OS. He hacked Apple. The OS is. So in your case, what'd you say?
Nothing is perfect.
You see,
there's no 100% security.
It's close to perfect, but I mean.
Charlie, you the iOS guy are not. Frank is pushing you out the way.
Kobe, he just shot himself in the foot.
I know. Don't you see Frank was pushing him away?
You know what? The simplest way to deal with this is that let's ask the questions like, what are Apple's cloud services running on?
Really?
Yes.
What are they running on? I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
Spiky.
Yes.
You are the referee right now. So
yes, I
feel
am.
like you're the best person to answer.
Oh, I actually know, but for the sake of the argument, I don't know. So yes, we know that iCloud is running on Amazon and Google services.
Yes.
So
Google is Android.
We've
got a caller on the line. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Jay. This is Jay
Hey.
from Abeka.
Yes, Jay from Abeka. What's up?
So the thing with the iOS is that it's good for all those who are comfortable following rules and regulations. Right? Android obviously gives you all the flexibility and all of that. But I have a question concerning iOS and the preferred actually, let me put it this way: the preferred software or the preferred iOS version for a particular iPhone. So, for example, what's the preferred iOS for the iPhone SE?
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so for the iOS boys, they'll answer that for you right now. What's the preferred? We've got another caller on the line. Hello, Kofi.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the show. Hello, Kofi. Hello. Oh, we lost Kofi over there. Did we lose Kofi? Yeah, we lost. So we lost Kofi. Sorry, Kofi, you can call again. So yeah, I see. It seems as if these guys are having a field day with you guys. They're not. I love your confidence, Frank. I love it. Like, yo, he's just like, yo, man, you guys not really singing. If you guys are not, you're listening, you should watch the live stream and just see how cool Frank is. Like, Charlie, these Android guys, all their punches, man, they're nothing. And his own backup guys trying to stab him in the sides, pushing him away. Yo, Stanley.
I have a question for
Mhm.
the iOS guys. I mean, why would
Let them answer their question first. The guy said, what's the preferable OS for, like, say, an iPhone SE?
All right, so whatever OS is the latest is the best.
Is the
for
best.
any device type. Yeah.
So you don't mind if it slows down the device?
No, it won't slow
It
down.
won't slow down the device. He said it won't slow down the device.
Yeah, that's
Stanley, do you agree with him? Of course you agree with him. So you had a question for him.
Yes. Why would Apple make a device, call it fast charging, but it doesn't have a fast charger inside the box? You'd have to
Buy it. No, you see, and that's what they were explaining. I think most of all your questions has been explained with one sentence Frank gave you. Charlie, we want to sell.
So your marketing.
It's a marketing.
Yeah, because even there's some songs and other brands which have wireless charging don't come with wireless charging kits in the box. Hello.
It does.
Hello.
It does.
Not in every
Not
region.
in every,
In certain regions you get it bundled, but in certain
Exactly.
regions. But when you pre-order, you get them bundled.
So now we are moving into a different, conversation.
But speaking of wireless charging, someone raised a point. Even my boss was saying wireless charging isn't really truly wireless because you have to connect something
Those
to it.
things are all gimmicks. So everybody is doing
But
it. whether
a while ago, you guys were like, yeah, wireless is the future.
Yes.
Now you're saying it's a gimmick.
Hold on. It's the future, but it's
Nana
still a
Koku
gimmick.
Fosu says Android is better than iOS. Charlie, today, iOS guys, why are you? Okay, hey, there's a long. Hey.
I actually read this and I want to address it.
Wait, let me read it.
Yeah.
For those Android guys in your studio, you cannot choose a low-end Android device when it comes to affordability and then ascribe select features of a high-end Android device to them under the guise of broad range. Regarding affordability, look at it in terms of cost effectiveness. iOS have an initially higher cost relative to Android devices. However, it turns out to be cheaper in the long term compared to your Android phones. I've used my iPhone for the past 4 years, while my wife has changed over 3 phones in the same period. Also, remember iOS devices keep their value over time. Not same for your Android devices. Interesting topic though, keep it up. This is from Alex in Engelheim, Germany.
Okay, so Alex, I will give you the value. They keep their value. Because even recently, I was looking online and someone was selling an iPhone 7s for 3K, and I was very surprised. Okay, not very surprised, but because you keep your
iPhone
value.
7.
Yeah, and that's cool. But here's the thing. You are saying that you kept your phone for 4 years. Well, I have said this here before. I have a Galaxy Tab I've used for 5 years. Its screen has been broken for 2 years, and it's worked perfectly fine. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know. As for the affordability and everything, okay, let me give you benefit of the doubt. Any OnePlus is as premium as an iPhone.
Right.
It's premium as...
But the build quality,
the build
quality
is
as
pretty
good.
much the same.
Pretty much is not equally.
However, are you going to tell me a $400 difference?
A $400
build
difference.
Quality. So when you take the OnePlus and then you take the iPhone, it's a $400 gap at least. And then if I say it's almost the same, I'm saying almost the same, like 95 to 100. And then $400. Are you telling me that $400 is not enough of a break off? Or that 5% of yours is really worth $400?
Actually is, because let me this. If you look at just today, I watched a video where someone put an iPhone, I think it was an 8 Plus, in gunpowder and lit it.
Okay.
And the whole thing was in flames. Comes back, the back is covered in ash and everything, and the phone was still working. Like, amazing. Blew my mind.
You can have... Okay, I haven't seen tests like that. But you know Jerry Rig everything.
I know Jerry Rig everything.
With his test, you can tell that the OnePlus and the iPhone and the Samsungs are within the same level of premium build. Even the Next, the Vivo Next, that has the camera popping out and everything. Everybody thought that was a structural nightmare. After his test, he showed that it was perfectly solid. So when you say premium, I mean a $400 gap for premium, to me, doesn't make sense. It's not an affordable.
Frank, you have a comeback for this?
Yeah, so you are comparing different phones. Well, you know, within even the phones released last year by Apple, there are different prices. So when you are talking about the $400 gap, you are talking about the iPhone X, all right? But there is the iPhone 8 and others. There's iPhone 7 and all.
Still, are they still being sold?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
And they are as robust, you know, as good, as sharp as they were a couple of years ago. And they can stand toe to toe with the best of your mid-tier,
and
you know,
top
Android
tier
devices. Yeah, top-tier Android devices that you are talking about.
So I have a question. The 8, how much was the 8 at the point of release?
Hello?
I don't know.
While you think about that, let me read this message. Guys, okay, so brace yourselves. Guys, toddlers use Android, but the matured minds use iOS. The guy says, look, I'm a developer. And it's not a joke to even develop an app for an iOS. But for Android, it's like a Makola market. Eche from Hachu. He comes out and says, guys, I've always been bypassing lock screens on Android. Either locked with passcode or pattern. I've always bypassed it. But for iOS, no way. No way.
That's true, because there was this case in the US some time back where there was this terrorist whose phone was seized by the FBI. You remember?
Yeah.
And they could not
crack it open
at all.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Yes,
that just shows the incompetence of the FBI.
yes, it really does. It does.
I mean, come on. Why is everybody bringing up the 16-year-old who hacked Apple with an Apple laptop? Okay, so Richardson Kododo says, I can tell your panelist who says he's been using a Galaxy Tab for some years, that is surely slow by now.
Well,
that's
you see, here's the thing.
And it's robust and it's still working.
What do you mean by speed? If I want to text, I text as efficiently as any other phone. I've used quite a number of phones while still having that one and just swapped it out. But the thing is that when you're talking about speed, I do my reading and most of my texting from the tab, and I haven't had a problem. So when you say speed, I don't know what you are looking for.
Kobe, let's not also forget that. I mean, if you're telling me that an old iPhone, okay, also gets its updates, let's talk about the speed as well. I mean, you are eventually forced to buy a new one if you want speed.
Because it's slow.
Because at the end of the day, Apple is selling.
Yes.
Marketing company.
They just admit
Oh, yes. About that market, one person made a comment that, did we know about a touch screen phone? Yes, I agree with you. When Steve Jobs was here, I really loved what Steve Jobs was doing. But you guys turned from being innovative to selling, to making money.
But that's basically what a business is about. It's about making money.
That's the difference. I can assure you that there are so many changes that have been made with Apple that if Steve Jobs was alive, he would cringe.
Yes.
Okay, another message. Stanley, you need to back your people up, man. What I don't like about iOS is difficulty in transferring data from laptop to phone. That's from Eric Arthur. STK comes back. He says, it really doesn't matter if you join the party late. The idea is to do it and do it well. Everybody knows what that is the selling point with Apple. We make products that work. He says we, like he's part of them. Android lags. Android could never be as secure as iOS, being open and all.
Hey.
Android is a hub for illegality. Example, torrents, music, piracy, app and all. iOS works, ! iOS is fluid. iOS is highly secure, though it has its downsides. And I paused. And iOS protects content creators, app makers, and music makers. No, Apple and iOS is God sent. Why? Because the ecosystem protects creators and secures their wages. STK. I've got a call on the line. Kweku. Hello, Kweku.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm very well. Thank you for calling. This is Geek Squad.
Good. I just want to ask a question. Imagine Samsung was in the US and probably Apple was in South Korea. How would it have happened? Like,
my panelist says it wouldn't have happened.
They'll go for Samsung. It's just the marketing. Because iOS is in the States, everyone thinks is secured and all. But trust me, if Samsung was in the US, people would say otherwise.
Well, you have a point. And
besides that, when I go to my house, everything is Samsung. Samsung this, Samsung that. It's just lovely.
You're in the Samsung ecosystem.
All you iOS users, I don't know, but I think it's just a brand thing. But you can't do a lot with the iOS. That's why I can contribute to that.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling, Kweku. We have another call on the line, Akosia. Hello, Akosia.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Akosia. Refreshing to have a female voice on our show.
Oh yeah.
So iOS or Android?
iOS.
iOS.
Who would even buy a cracked Samsung screen? Like my Samsung is cracked and I will sell it. Who will buy? I was able to sell my iOS phone cracked. Yes, it was shattered. I sold it for 1,500 cedis.
Wow.
Topped up and got a new one.
Wow.
My dear, who would? Please, iOS has value, please. Let's not compare. I like the other one. Compare Zongo to Chasako.
So thank you very much for calling, Akosia. We won't compare Trasako to Zongo. So I beg, if iOS had dross, I go buy them. That's from Jams in Tema. Charlie.
Can I react to the lady?
Yes, feel free.
Can I react?
Feel free.
Okay, now she was talking about selling a cracked
iPhone. Mm-hmm.
But come on, we are talking about hardware if we're talking about screens.
Mm.
And besides, who makes iPhone screens?
Samsung.
Samsung is Android. So if you're moving from the software to the hardware, she's talking about hardware. We're talking about the Android and the iOS. So if you're telling me the iOS cracks, if you're telling me the iOS can crack and it won't work,
let me go for a commercial break. Thank you very much.
Hello, emergency service. I need an ambulance. It's an emergency.
We are sorry. One is not available now.
How do I get one now? My wife is in pain. Oh.
Easy. Like 1, 2, 3. Pick your phone. Download the Call Angels app from your Play Store or App Store.
Okay, I've downloaded it.
Install it and log on now.
I have logged on and it's really easy to use. Wow, an ambulance is here already.
In addition to knowing your cost before booking the service, you can add your home address and relatives' contacts to ensure a quicker response. Do not wait till an emergency. Download the app now. Ambulance owners and drivers can also register with Call Angels to put your ambulance in the center of your community and generate extra income. For further information, call or WhatsApp Call Angels on 0547 205 247.
Call Angels!
The angels are waiting on you. Download the app and connect with us in any medical emergency.
Our service is now available in Accra and Tema.
It's crazy. So, Safe Doctor. You guys be there and be doing yourself iOS, Android. Safe Doctor is saving lives. What's it? Safe Doctor app is a telemedicine app that allows you to consult with a doctor of your choice anytime, anywhere, and any place you're using your smartphone. Safe Doctor brings doctors together, hospitals, pharmacies, and laboratories, and other healthcare service providers all on your phone. You can have real-time video consultation with a qualified doctor and receive lab requests and prescriptions to partner labs and pharmacies. This provides convenience, savings in time and cost, and makes you the center of care. Safe Doctor app also gives you access to a well-researched library of current medical issues, offers tips on first aid, and access to our medical chat room. Your medical records are also available on your phone in the event of an emergency. Reach Safe Doctor on 0302 909 746 or 055 832 4704 or visit softedgelimited.com. Facebook handle is SafeDoctorGH for more details. SafeDoctor is SafeDoctorGH. Download SafeDoctor app now from the Google Play Store and take control of your health. SafeDoctor, the future of better medical care. iOS is not as secure as you people think. Recently, the FBI was able to unlock an iPhone and get access to its content with the help of a company from Israel. So, no rebuttal. You guys are going to give your last comment, starting from Stanley. You have 45 seconds. Say why iOS is better. Go.
Basically, I mean, iOS is for the elites, you know.
Sorry?
iOS is for the elites. If you're not within the elites, you can't really enter that bracket. So, people who use Android, you need to step up. That's what I have to say.
So, basically, iOS is for the elite.
And it's better.
Yes.
All right. So growing up, especially when I didn't have any money, I was using Android phones for
now you have
about
money.
10 years. And then 2 years ago, when I got money and I got my first iPhone, I bought a SIM, which was supposed to be a secondary SIM, into that phone. But because I loved using the iPhone and the experience was just on point, now that secondary SIM has become my main SIM. And I don't use the Android phones any longer. Do I have the best of both worlds? You understand?
Wow.
So,
yo,
these guys are really funny. But the main thing is, I'm not going to deny that Apples are good. I'm not going to lie about that. They are good. And tomorrow they are releasing their new devices.
Yeah.
I'm definitely watching the event. You guys should check it out as well. But the thing is that if you take the iPhone apart, quite a number of their components are made by other companies such as Samsung. So I don't really know what you're talking about. You're talking about money. Cool.
We hear you.
If iOS keeps talking about security, I mean, we'll give it to them to a point. Google will catch up. If you're talking about battery, yes, you know, Android and iOS, they match up boot to boot to some point. I'm coming to a point. To some point. iOS can give you your number, the percentage remaining, so can Android. But only Android can give you how many hours you have left to use the battery. Yes, please check it out.
Okay. So the show has been Geek Squad. My name is Kobe Spikey Nkrumah. Up next is the news, after which I have Mr. Sammy Forson with Overdrive. Thank you for staying with us.